is exactly what you're reading on screen. An online personality test. Not gonna help at all, but we're gonna do it. You wanna see results? Why not? Alright, we're gonna start the personality test. It's gonna give me, I don't know, 30, 50 questions. You would prefer a step-by-step approach. More. Very moody person. I'll say. You're confident, outgoing person most of the time. Yep. Prefer working alone. Unfortunately. You're able to stay in track after your plans are started suddenly. Yep. Tend to remain cool, calm. Yep. Comfortable discussing unusual controversial tests. Actually, yes. You enjoy a good argument debate. Disagree. You see, it's good. It works. But when they don't understand, it's a little off-putting. But it is dependent on context. I am completely wrong and biased whenever I try to make something about arguments and debates. That doesn't matter. It's all dependent on details. You only prepare and condition plan in case things don't go over. Yep, let someone else take an opportunity you wanted if you believe that they would benefit more than you. I unfortunately must learn to do it on my own. You tend to focus more on the present moment instead of delving into the meaning of life. Actually, no. You're generally unfazed by what strangers may think of you when you meet them. Yep. You prefer spontaneity over your daily routine. Nope. You base most of your decision on logic instead of emotions. Disagree. Sometimes I need those. You like books, movies, or video games with a vague ending? No, this also is contextual. Sometimes the writer wants to purposely leave something on such a way because it's just more realistic. So this could mean too many other things. Having two options is a little wrong. Having a vague ending, I guess. But I'll disagree if it comes out stupid. You find it easy to make new friends. Disagree. You finish your homework first before sitting down and relax. Yep. Unusual for you to look back at your decision, make you feel that you made it. No, actually, I disagree. I feel like what I've done has been the right choice. It is not unusual to look back though. I have made mistakes before. You typically feel stressed alone when you're busy. I have to disagree. I have to fight that constantly every day. You prefer to work behind the scenes and assist others in achieving their goals. Yeah, I do that sometimes, but I also do myself. You like to keep your opinions open for as long as possible. Yeah, that's what I want to do. You prefer that others base their decisions on rationality or logic instead of feelings. That's not always good. You enjoy going at art galleries and museums. I wish I could do that and be able to afford it. When work has been stressful, you unwind by socializing after work. I don't have people to socialize with except my own Discord members that you can join. Link down in the description down below. Discord server open for you. When your work has been stressful, you've been reminded. I will not say I don't. I'm not that alone. I'm just alone IRL. You're relatively uninterested in leadership roles. Disagree. You find it easy to talk to anyone. Yeah. Your time is often organized with a diary or a timetable. Yeah, unfortunately. You find it easy to read another person's emotion instantly. Yep. You feel confident about the future. Yep. You prefer to blend in with the crowd. Nope. You have a wide range of interests that you enjoy about learning frequently. Yep. So you try your best to understand where other people come from. I try. Trust me, I try. If I suck, please point out anything I do wrong. You're someone who finds meanings in the little things in life. Yes, I do. And in fact, a lot of my works are based on small details being very important. Like the word no. Magnus McNeum can't say no as a project name. You're the life of the party and always bring your friends to it. No. You become impatient when other people don't work efficiently. Actually, yes, I kind of do get impatient with that. But you see, I see people striking themselves down. It's a little sad. I can't get mad at them though. Impatience comes from like how much I'm not doing for them and not making them realize all the answers to their means. So I kind of disagree and agree. But I could say I shouldn't be impatient. They're suffering too. They are working. They're doing their best. So I shouldn't be. That's right. It feels you lack your control over your feelings. I actually must control my feelings at all times. I must. Once you're in front of an audience, you gotta control your feelings. There's gonna be people who want to tick you off, want to make you mad, happy, seduce you. There's all sorts of crap that happens. Right. If someone praises you, you become nervous about disappointing them in the future. Actually, I don't feel nervous about disappointing them in the future. But if someone praises me, I'll take whatever I get. I move for much more days if people were telling me that. Now doesn't matter about the brevity of the compliment. Anything works. I just I just don't feel like I've been feeling filled, if you know what I mean. Fulfilled. And I really need that. And some of you need it too. You're gonna go to them talk on join my Discord server. If someone faces you, no, I disagree. When you're at a party, you prefer to talk with people you already know. I don't even go to parties, so I don't even know, and I don't have people. You're someone who tends to leave things until the very last minute. Disagree. You live with many regrets. Yes, I have regrets too. I have things that I don't take regrets to, and there's things I live with regrets. I actually, but if I'd say I live with many, and actually like don't want to go for it, like not fix it. If I never tried fixing it, I would fix it. So I disagree. You say yourself as an artistic or creative person. I should. You like team building such as sports and group activities. I want that actually. You feel motivated and energized when you have a deadline to work towards. Yeah, I do, because then that means I'm completing something. I have something to do. I'm occupied. I'm working on things, and I feel proud. I love my work. I love all the things I do, and I don't disagree with anything I've done so far. I've kind of had to, even though I did it alone, I'm not against it. I'm still doing what I love, and it's not against what I wanted to do. I'm still able to control what I wanted to do. You quickly see things from other people's perspectives, even if your lives are different from yours. I don't want to assume that, actually. You should never assume that. That's very selfish. Because then you think you could see it, but you can only see a few things, but you can't see everything. You want to know the person first, so you want to, I disagree with that. You find theories boring and instead prefer the practical side of things. Disagree. You like to be in the company of others rather than being alone. Actually, this is super relative. I actually would want to be in company with others, but I want to be with people that actually understand me. On one hand, you find it difficult to apply your effort consistently to work. Actually wrong. But on the other hand, you have that during sports finish where you did a lot of times. No, actually wrong. I gotta do that every time. Every time was a big moment. You experience option paralysis, or in other words, you find it challenging to move forward because you actually disagree. You gotta always make decisions and choices. Options will only last for so long before they disappear in your face. You frequently think about the underlying meaning of books and its music. I actually do agree. I do that. Very philosophical. I'm very philosophical sometimes about that. It's very deep. I've seen many forms of expressions around over time. For a 19-year-old, trust me, I think I kind of learned at least much more than I wanted. You prefer a bigger, more exciting atmosphere, like a concert, over a quiet, peaceful one. No, actually, you know what? If it was me, I'd be able to control the sound. I don't actually want to be in somewhere too. I want to have a peaceful, quiet tone. Though I generally play a lot of music, it's because I'm able to control the sound. I don't want to overdo it and lose my hearing and all that. And tell from how I am, I disagree. Okay. So I got the results. It did cost me money. I hate these places. I really hate the amount of how they have to put a price on it. All right. Okay, so basically this, I guess, the counselor, NFJ, I didn't not expect that, unfortunately. That is gonna be something. I'm just gonna read all of it. You know what? Quickly. I don't care. It makes great counselors with spirit, listening skills, carrying warmth, and a strong sense of empathy. Sometimes they are known for as the insightful visionary or the advocate. Infantries are creative, nurturing, and have strong personal integrity. The counselor can feel emotions in this and can deeply be affected by their suffering. They can take up a humanitarian cause and make a difference and not personal gain. At the rarest of private personality types, they make only about 2% of the adult population. Some general traits of the MJ personalities include compassionate and intuitive. They have a strong sense of emotion and emotional understanding. The conscious personality can often feel someone's emotions and intuitively know what's going on before the person does. Tend to be soft-spoken and empathetic, but they will fight for what's right and uphold their beliefs. They are not afraid to act decisively when necessary. This right here is a taboo. There are people who are troubled by that when I do that. I can understand. Some people don't want to, deal with their issues and they get really annoyed. Though they want to help out, they don't want to help themselves. They feel a little annoyed. That's okay. But I'm that sort that I will decide very quickly, right away, that I must do something. Orderly and systematic. Like the world to be in a proper order. They love to spend their time organizing and improving systems. Usually finish what they start because they stick to plans and schedules. Getting things done is vital to them. They provide organized leadership that keeps projects moving forward. good at reading people, can have an almost physical ability to read people's emotions. They can sense the slightest mood changes and inconsistencies to know what they might be bothering a person. They are not comfortable sharing their thoughts unless it is with someone close for fear of ridicule. It can be secretive to protect themselves and their beliefs. Yeah, I sometimes do that. But I like to preferably send out my beliefs. I like to do that. I'm not gonna isolate. Generally, one caring is a sensitive person. Is a generally one person always consider others' feelings. I actually do. People don't think I do, but I actually do. Always consider others' feelings. People tend to closely, how generously caring, generously I am. I try my best. They're gentle and will never intentionally hurt any. I sometimes intentionally hurt people, but that's out of me dealing with them. It's a person-to-person thing. I had personal conversations happen before where somebody felt like they were hurt from something I did unintentionally, and it doesn't. Pain is the same. It hurts anybody. You say anything you say online could be much more severe than what you think. That's why I'm careful. So I could be empathetic most if somebody feels like they've been conflicted by me. I understand totally that when they're conflicted with me, I know they're not going to be in the best state, so they're going to be mad. And I understand. Sometimes some of them would want time and distance away from me. So, to tell you about that, it's a little ironic that people would think never intentionally. It's unintentional. And it happens all the time. They avoid any kind of conflict, forced into disputes that can become very agitated and very angry, sensitive by nature. Sometimes they internalize conflicts which can affect their health. I do not avoid conflict. I go at it. I want to face it and I want to dispute it. I want to be able to resolve it. I don't do it rashly. I actually preferably would gonna come in with evidence and data. I want to come in with that, and sometimes my own emotions, because, well, of course, you can't come in with logic, and not everybody can do that. They're not you, and they're not always in the state to want to be able to do that. So, agitated, I get agitated from people thinking I just don't try enough. Maybe they think I was insensitive in nature, but my nature was built off of me being isolated and alone most of my life, so you can say that too. So I kind of have to, and people kind of come at me for these types of things. They trust instincts. Yeah, we have strong intuitive capabilities. They carefully weigh their options and value their instincts, as I do. Once they make up their minds, they can be as stubborn as a mule. Yeah, getting them to change if it feels it's right. They won't compromise their ideals and values most of the times. Some people confuse that with ego. This innate stubbornness can work against them, making them too proud to ask for help when they need it. And yes, this has happened before to me. I won't lie. I was a stubborn loser. I did not go there. I didn't get too far. I have been humbled before, and I have been told I was wrong before, and I have faced what I've done. My mistakes come for me. They will. This is all long term. And I've been stubborn. I'm always stubborn. But I always know that whenever I'm getting around there, at least somebody's there to tell me I'm wrong. If I need to face it, I'll face that I'm wrong, and I'll change. That's what I'll do. Patient and protective, making sure loving parents and caregivers to infirm and elderly. They are patient with other people and are good listeners. It helps them understand what someone needs to make them feel better. Okay, my caregivers aren't there with me. But I would say I could be very firm with what I do. I would be patient in listening. I would. The people that I'm close to would think I'm not really that way, but that's just because we're really close. And this is dependent on context. As parents, they would typically have strong bonds with their kids. Yes, I'd be strong with them. Creative and independent. Appreciates independence along with their thoughts. Unless them set their creative minds free to explore innovative ideas. They prefer to accomplish things by themselves. Unfortunately, I must and always do accomplish things by myself. Unfortunately. Artistic side evident in many effigies who made it in film, music, and politics. Okay, first of all, I don't do the politics thing. Let me do something quick. Continuing on from what I was saying earlier, my recorder cut off. Now they have an incredible artistic side evident in many effigies who made it in film, music, and politics. Yes, that is true. I have tried to meet with people in those very specific areas, not politics specifically. there is somebody who I know who does know certain politics, but they know more about country, geography, and world history. Most of that, they know their own history of their own country. For sake of clearance, not many would know the history of their own country as a 15 to 19-year-old. I won't sugarcoat it. I used to not know about much until because of school. I wouldn't have ever searched the history, but I do know. It's very important, actually. There's a lot of stuff that could be entirely explained when you search up things on the internet. Some of the most recognizable entries upper include all of these. Don't care. They're not a thing. I'm not inspired by them. Fallen for letter FJ, introverted, someone who's comfortable spending time alone or with few close friends. Emphasis on ideas, concepts, and hunch instead of facts and figures. I actually dwell on every one of these. I deal with every one of these. Tendency to follow their heart's emotions. Yes. Forming an opinion based on structure and order. I am not always forming an opinion based on structure and order. It sometimes always comes with that. You have to have the intuition for this shit. You need to have intuition, you need to have sight, you need to have vision, you need to have not just judgment for structure and order, you need evidence, experience, things that you've done, things that you can solidly say, yes, that was me, I did it here. Infant J is a caring, compassionate woman which was also private and sensitive, not always. They rely on intuition, questions, which is what they have. Values. Okay, doesn't mean that they're a closed book. They can be very outspoken when it comes to values. Yeah, sometimes. Here we go. Answers. Integrity, honesty, and truth are not just buzzwords or to the Infant J. These are values that are part of their DNA. To the Infant J, the word is their bond and expect the same in return. They seek a meaningful life with sincere and deep connections with people. They won't open up emotionally except for self they can trust with intimate emotions. They appreciate authenticity and genuineness from others. That's what I always look for. They are forward-thinking people who strive to build a better future for themselves and others, decisive, trivial, and significant matters. Idealistic, they seek harmony and unity. That's what I look for. They are more motivated by encouragement than criticism, as they are already working hard on themselves. Yes, we actually already work hard for ourselves, actually. In general, we do. And people like me, even me, specific, very small creator inspired by nobody. I'm more on will, motivation coming from myself. If I feel like I did that and I look back to it and I look a lot like it, I did a lot, I'll keep moving. I said, look, that was me. I did that. I feel accomplished. I did that. If I didn't get help or not, that was okay. It exists. It's right there for you. It is like that. It is like that. That's where we're going. You want to have something to look back to. Make your background bigger. That's the big idea here. You don't think the small things. And if it's idealistic, okay, I admit idealistic. Maybe so. I'm not elitist, but I could be idealistic. They can get demotivated by subjects or jobs that are boring. Specifically, yes, when you don't go out there and you don't move or do any of that, how the hell would you impact anybody? You want to make a long-lasting influence, come out with a massive bang, do all of this, get up there, accomplish, make your background hard. You're gonna suffer, yes, because sometimes people don't like different people. They're gonna do that to you. They're not gonna care. You'll have to make them care. Unfortunately, that's how it is. And they will push themselves to do well with limited support from family. I don't have a supporting family. I've done this alone, unfortunately. And to get energized or remotivated, doing something physical can get the energy moving again. Yes, that actually has a small effect, but it does something and it does boost me. It does something. The inconsistent personality is compassionate and caring. They're also introverted. I'm not fully introverted. I just unfortunately am here until I have a purpose to leave my home. They can seem reserved sometimes, but that's because my story has spoilers. I can't keep spoiling that. Influencers make good listeners and won't add much to the conversation unless it's a specific topic that excites them. No, I have to focus on every topic. Even if it's boring, trust me, sometimes you learn a lot, and those can save you the habit of people asking you questions about the same things later that you thought were boring in the first place. There are people out there that literally study the things you thought were boring. Don't get me started. I couldn't see myself saying, well, because it's interesting, I'm going to talk about it. No way. There are people out there who sometimes feel like they want to be seen. They want to be listened to. And Get them out of somewhere very wrong. Now, of course, not all things that could seem boring are very good things. Some of them could be really bad and very abusive and mental and toxic. So let's not get into that. That territory is different. And again, contextual. And make good listeners won't add much to the conversation unless the topic excites them. Actually, wrong. You have to add to the conversation. You must be able to speak for yourself too. You need to do that. I do not agree with that. You want to be able to add to the conversation. If you're not able to lead, if you're literally counseling, you're having to lead too as well. Some of these people will not budge, and you have to do something for them as well. They prefer not to participate in mundane, superficial discussions if possible. Wrong. Sometimes things get serious, and you need to be able to, again, picture. People use metaphors, making them seem confused or scattered to some people. Yeah, sometimes we use that, and it does confuse people. That is not uncommon. Because we've lived with sort of lifestyles where you kind of have to look into bigger things, and you want to get used to looking at all sorts of things. To be able to understand it more, you want to have it bigger, and then focus on specific points. You have all this data collected, and you want to use that later. Please don't dump away the information you get. Sometimes it might be useful later. Like, it could come unexpected, but you got decades life ahead of you. Trust me. The positive perceptions are creative, idealist, visionary, caring, and compassionate to their loved ones and others. The thinkers who see the big picture are not afraid to speak out if their rights or values have been violated. Yeah, they are passionate, caring, and opinionated. Yes, unfortunately, I'm not gonna be. You know what? I'm not gonna be a moron. I've made opinions before. Their strong will and persistence will keep them in fight when essential. Exactly, I have will. I use will. Will's a very strong factor in my stuff. The negative perceptions: overly sensitive, easily offended, too emotional, and easily overwhelmed. All of nothing attitude. That is, you know what? Okay, this is entirely. All of this is contextual. I'm overly sensitive to topics when people are in a bum mood, cannot work on themselves, and do nothing to completely work on what they're doing. They're completely there. They are there, and if I get easily offended, I kind of, okay, this is also based on context. Basically, easily offended also is on context. I don't get offended for the smallest things. I'm used to getting criticism, and if it's constructive, I'll listen. I'll do it. We'll make it. It's not superficial or something. I'll keep it natural, but when I get offended by people who just don't try hard enough, and when they call me not trying hard, well, then I'm offended there. I kind of had to try hard. In order to be able to talk to people in this sort of fashion, I gotta be able to prove anything I do. So when I get offended, I get offended for my work, not myself. Myself can always improve. I can always change. I can always do that. I can adapt. I can learn from my mistakes. My work, though, is a product of what I make. So I get offended for that. So, yes. So if anybody said basically my song sucks, they can't prove any fraud until they remake it themselves. They have to do it on their own and be able to do it. And most of my songs are experimental. Just don't basically follow common guideline. It's just like that. And too emotional? Yes, I could say I'm too emotional, but I've had to explore emotions too in order to make the OC's characters and stories I had to make. Easily overwhelmed. I don't get easily overwhelmed actually. Most of the time I should. Saying it very solid. I would be saying. Sometimes I should be able to be overwhelmed at one point to learn my lesson sometimes, but sometimes most of the time I'm not easily overwhelmed because I have such a standard, solid, concrete value where I believe in what I do. Attitude, yes, I have done attitude before. I've talked to figures with attitude before. They're gonna give that to you. There are people, even who are not like my type, who also have attitude. It always comes back for them. MJs dislike superficial relationships and they hate meaningless conversations. This personality type wants to achieve meaningful goals quickly. They won't tolerate wasting time on trivial ideas. I don't like ones that aren't gonna suffice or be solid. They need to be solid. They need to be a solid relationship. They need to be able to give back. Meaningless conversations, I think those are sorts where you're not. I just kind of like talking about improvements. Changes, learning stuff, and all this. And sometimes, whenever I hear something like more casual, I kind of don't engage on it because, well, my life has been most works. So, anyways, I would tolerate. I will need to learn, and I have to tolerate. I would have to tolerate based on trivial details. Because the people who are stuck want to change and want to improve. They're compassionate with me and they gave me their time. I should be grateful for the time they gave me. Sometimes I put myself below others. That's what I do. I need to do that. And that's what it is. Strengths of traits of F and J. Continuing from this and that, the 4 primary characteristics of a counsellor personality are introverted, intuitive, feeling, and judging. This combination provides some of their essential strengths. I guess so. Altruistic and compassionate, they're quick to recognize friends and loved ones in a stressful state. Yes, they have a deep concern for people who are closest to them. Yes, I do. Selflessly handle other people's needs before theirs. Yes, I sometimes do that. And yes, I've learned to sometimes just shut up. I just need to shut up sometimes. Sometimes I need to keep going. Sometimes I need to shut up. They prefer to do the right thing regardless of their time and money. Yes. Yes. Trait of yet practical. Money, the Frau did nothing for me in my life. Did nothing. Their time, my time, is incredibly valued and only will get value until I do something about it. It is only value until I do something about it. That's what I tell them. My frowning time is not worth it, nor worth somebody else's, if I did nothing about it. And money did nothing for me. I've been pitiful. I've been able to do it with the minimum wage. Don't even try, man. I got people who have 5 times purchasing power of I, and I've been able to pull out more than they did. Sorry, I can't. I gotta say that right now. Creative, practical, and it's just a very creative, whether in writing, painting, or other art forms. They have an eye for detail, which brings to stories. Yes, I do. However, the personality manages to be both creative visionaries and practical problems on scattered in reality. You kind of have to have this sort of thing. Yes, you have to. Okay, personality manages to be. Yes, we have to have visionaries. We have to be kind of that. We need to be able to be open in doing the right thing. You need to solve problems. You're gonna be doing that whenever you're reaching this state. I don't want to say I'm perfect. I've done things that I'm gonna be. It's gonna poke me. It's gonna come up for me. But please, be able to talk. Say your emotions. Talk it out. Be specific. Not everybody is gonna be doing the same thing you are. They're gonna have their personalities emerge when you do this, but you need to be able to manage yourself. I needed to do that a lot. I'm not perfect, so I'm gonna apologize to anybody that I hurt. I'm sorry. I'm incredibly sorry. Besides inspiring, follow through on their ideas, making decisions and conviction, using gut instincts over facts, actually wrong. Sometimes I use both. They have willpower to apply every detail and see progress to the end. I must do that. It is completely a must. Their commitment stems from charitable nature, inspire confidence and trust because they try to make substantial improvements for humanity. FJs are usually calm, soft-spoken, and non-aggressive, attracting others to listen and follow. Yes. I kind of want to, because there are people where I kind of feel bad for. They didn't get the same chance I did. I couldn't say I lived miserable more, but misery isn't the same for everybody. It comes with different. You gotta be empathetic, but some fraus don't get it the same way you do. I had this lifestyle. Their lifestyles could be much more different, and such and so. Anyways, please make sure to leave a subscription to the video, like the video, and push my content anywhere else. Again, we're probably a few minutes in already. Link in the description again below for my Discord server. It's always there down for you. Anyways, empathetic peacekeepers. One of the counselor's greatest strengths and ability is to mediate disputes. I'm recording, by the way. They are good listeners who are effective at finding mutually agreeable solutions. They can sense when people are suffering or ready to explode. I have seen it before. I can tell you, I've seen it before. I've dealt with it before. When you say Viz, you've dealt with it before, does it mean that you, out of your way, build something like an ego or something, how to deal with it? No, I kind of can't, because when the people are at this state, they lose sense of reason. They will not listen to anything you say. As much as how far your will can go, they are aggressive. They do not care. You show them charity, they see pity coming from you. You show them attraction, they'll see toxicity. When they explode, you will explode from being completely very impatient with them. Give them time. People like that end up going through that, they're struggling too. So mediate the dispute. Take your time and build it up. It's not gonna solve in one night. The commitment stems from inspired confidence and trust in me, substantial feelings. Yes, but again, we kind of have to quickly tune into it. Energies are excellent at reading body language and at diffusing tense situations with a calm demeanor. Yes, that is true. Okay, this doesn't just go for online. I've done it online in IRL, even though I'm mostly online. I get some of this online from videos, interactions, experience, things like that. You meet with people that you meet around such. Anyways, with that said, in weaknesses, perfectionists. Alright. If weakness is perfectionist, when an FJ does something, it's the way, or the how way dance it is that they could easily ignore a healthy relationship and miss out on a potential prosperous business deal because of strict ideological convictions, and that is wrong. I do not always look for business deals. I do not care about that. I don't care about convictions of certain zones, and potentially downsides are always something that's looked for. And I ignore healthy relationships. I actually need to make those. I need to make those healthy ones. This goes without say. If the frowning thing was, if the frown wasn't even real, how else? Coming back with it and something more fun. Overly sensitive and easily offended, and someone should challenge to question their values, principles, and motives can get very local defenses. I actually have been challenged. Always will have been challenged. Always gets asked about that. Always gets asked about that for years and years and years. Comment is frown. Defensive and vocal. I do get vocal. Do I hit anybody? No, don't worry. I'm not like that. I'll say that right now to YouTube. I don't do that. Also, before you even tell me that I'm actually hurting somebody or physically showing signs of violence on YouTube just because I mentioned the word violence, shut the hell up, YouTube. I'm literally talking about a text I'm reading. Don't give me a claim for bullying. Thank you very much. I told you I've made mistakes before. Alright. Anyways, could be withdrawn, cut off from the rest of the world. Actually, I am done. Like, I actually am not cut off. Actually, the world just doesn't spin or go around or come to me nowhere at all. I kind of had to make it make myself so massive that the world just can't avoid me at all. And then I'll be seeing, you know. Well, we'll get newer people coming in, diversity, and maybe possibly more friends, and maybe unity. People I can work with. Talk about that. You know, now even my criticism may spark an intense conflict if they to take particular thing. Actually, I don't. Not myself. My work specifically, the word the projectian, how it is. I'll honestly tell you, if somebody misspells it, I get really mad about that. Actually, because of the way it's specifically spelled. If you search up the Google the projectian, if you actually misspell it, it'll take you to something like the Project Titan or something, and that kind of gets me mad. And also, that's. When people misspell it or, you know, cheap it or with like a singular T in the name, they usually do the one T thing. It kind of doesn't lead into the right spot and it leads into somewhere else. And that's also why my chart's hard to find. And also because the name is so unique to how it is, it's so low. So okay, I don't need that. Some conflicts in business relationships aren't unavoidable. There is. Sometimes where it's unavoidable, and then they don't always do that for all. Our natural peace gurus want to quell the disturbance before it cuts out of control. Actually, I do that. I do try to prevent things. Unfortunately, shutting down a conflict sometimes too misses opportunities to air grievances and resolve problems permanently. There are sometimes where it reaches that, and you can't do anything about it. Some people, once you do that, they withdraw faster than you can ever come back for them. They will do that, and sometimes they don't want their problems resolved. They just wanna suck it up and say, you know what, I don't want to change, I wanna suck. Somewhere. I don't. I unfortunately confronted. So there you go. Yes, that's me being very confrontive about it. I don't hide away. I need to recognize that there is value to open and honest dialogue instead of automatically assuming that all arguments are harmful. I actually am always honest, and assuming things is not my thing. I don't like to assume. I assume it's like you're going on thick water and you're punching it. It's gonna hurt, it's gonna splash, it's gonna go all over you. It is a loose cord. Don't do that. Please don't do assumptions. Obsessively private, they like to keep their private lives secret as much as possible. We don't do that. Not me. Which can drive. I'm not even able to contain a secret. Everything I do is public. Like, what the fuck? I can't do that. Even if I tried, well, what do you think would happen? people will catch on. I just can't do lies. I don't do that. You see, the thing is with lying, it's not like I hate liars or something like that. Some people lie for good reasons or bad reasons. I've done this before, and I've kind of had to admit it before. I kind of had to admit it, and there are times where people ask and wonder why I disappeared, why I did this, why am I being stupid, why am I ignoring it, why am I doing this? I had to admit it. You can't always run. You have to face it. They like to. It's hard to connect their bond with. They would listen to other people's chants, but turn the tables, and they feel uncomfortable reaching inwards. Sometimes you kind of have to approach things like that. So they like to keep the private lives secret as much as possible, and which could drive people away. No, I don't do that. When I'm on the street and they listen to other people's chants, no. I to connect and bond with someone who's not sharing the same level of trust and interest. No, I idealize and create more values based on beliefs and insights. I have to. They often sit there so high that few can follow them. That is true. I don't expect anybody to be legendary gamer 27 and crazy shred, causing rifts between themselves, family and colleagues, development and potential for NJs. And I guess it just keeps going. I don't care about employment. Can growth potential, sharing thoughts and feeling necessary to build a relationship, intimacy, and trust with others. That is true. When it comes to friends, they're very uncomfortable discussing personal feelings and emotions. However, learning to talk openly with a trusted partner, family, or friend, they can dispel feelings of misunderstanding. Inadequacy, you have to. Don't play peacemaker every time. We have mentioned ever since it's a good thing. It's a natural process that allows both sides to air their grievances to find a solution. Yeah, it's true. Sleeping disagreements under a rock is temporary feel-good solution. Yeah, it's true. If the Jays need to stand back and let arguments take their natural course unless they get out of control, please do so. Accept that not everyone agrees. That is true. If they're hard selling everything, selling their ideas, so they don't take it well when someone disagrees. But you have to learn. People are gonna disagree. There's billions of people out there. They're always gonna. There's so high chances people are gonna tell you no. Just take it in. Not everybody cares. Not even about me. Not even about you. You have to make it. You have to make it. You can cry all you want, but no, you have to make it yourself. Make it with friends or yourself. Doesn't matter what situation. There's always gonna be that person who just doesn't fully understand or cares. They will not be as this in depth with you. Not ever. They set their heads into goals. They get into their heads that the person gets their ideas somehow out to sabotage them. That's not true. It's just misunderstanding 100% because this is almost impossible, and they need to be open and flexible. You have to be open and flexible. Must stay focused and proper plans and keep orders to function well. They tend to be perfectionists and attainable goals. Perfectionism could be a source of frustration for anyone in a relationship or working with individuals. Let me tell you, I don't mean to flex. I tend to try to be perfectionist, but not for the reasons not myself. My work has to be setting goals where you think I can't do it, but I have to do it. So before anybody says setting unattainable goals, it's attainable goals. A source of frustration for anyone in a relationship could not be about goals. That's selfish. Don't multitask. Do their best to work when they focus on one project at a time. Therefore, I imagine this is pull them in different directions at the same time, diluting their efforts. That is actually relative. That's based on context. They need to slow down and write down their new inspirations as they arise. I don't do inspirations, but I do write from down. Let me see. And got ping. They need to slow down. They can still stay focused, current text, but retain ideas. I don't care about life. Career choices. I don't care. Should avoid these jobs. I don't care. The team players, I would want to. Receive attentive listeners and articulate the group's ideas into a unified position like good coaches. Encourage the team's members to step up and use their talents to participate. I actually have been urging to do that. However, and I've been doing it for a long while, but like the people, they need to use their talent. It needs to be real. However, the infantry does not work well on teams with too much conflict or competition. Actually, it is not how it doesn't work well, it is how I completely crush everybody's competition. It only becomes a heat wave of information thrown everywhere. It is not how I can't work with them, it is the way that once they do it, and there's so much, and it's so tense, everybody completely kills each other. They'll get so fired up that I'll end up bumming them, and they'll end up like hitting themselves around the places. Not as in self-harming YouTube. I am mentioning this in an expression, not for real. They're concerned with ethics and valid student decisions. Yes, that is true. Alright, leadership potential. I don't care about that. Compatibility, I don't need that. I don't need this. You should never do comparisons like these. I don't care about connections. You will not find that out every time. Look around. I don't care about no, I don't care. Make comparisons. I don't care. Communication is pleasant, empathetic, nature. Well, yes, there's that. I guess this is just rephrasing it. Because of their strong ability to taking themselves feelings and their feelings of others, counselors can be hurt rather easily by those around them, which perhaps is one reason that they tend to be private people quietly drunk for. That is not me. Still again. There's just understand yourself. Return is next. And yeah, I guess I'm done. Counselor, I guess. Anyways, thanks for watching. That'd be it. That'd be, I guess, a therapy session. Maybe a mental update for future me, past me. I guess you say so. I hope that completely gets this out of people's ways, maybe or so. Sorry for not uploading a long time, but I kind of want to do that. Anyways, it's August 2024. I'm returning to the scenes. August 8, 2024, 11:48 a.m. Eastern time. Yeah, such so. Yeah, that completely ends the video. Just make sure to leave a description over there to reach that 2K, 5K goal, maybe or so. Maybe farther than that. That'd be great if you could do that. Maybe farther than even that. The great that you could possibly give me. I would need it a lot. I need to be able to fund these projects. Literally need to be able to fund these projects. Like, I'm running on my own money. It's little crazy enough. Anyways, thanks for watching. Leave a like on the video. And yeah, that'll end it. The project will be signing you out. And you're all top for us. Seriously. Thanks. Damn, I must have bored all of you out. Must have bored all of you, but I needed that. Self-therapy? Anyone?